Hello, and welcome back to Cruelty Squad. First thing you may notice is the new border. I forgot to record, and ended up getting the Hope Eradicated and the Death Surgery. Not the best. However, I thankfully did not beat this level, mostly because it is very hard, and so I tried and died several times. And me trying and dying several times doesn't really make a good video anyway, so maybe it was for the better. Now, this level, I bring a very odd loadout, mainly because the level is, well, as I mentioned, very difficult and annoying. And in order to get the I can't even remember what I was going to say. That is the worst enemy in the game. No debate, no nothing. There is no enemy worse than that one. Maybe in line for the second worst enemy in the game is this one. Because of those. Those are several flechette grenades, which, as you can see, fuck up anything around them. And in fact, will insta-kill you. A fact that I unfortunately know, because that happened to me one time while I was recording, and I looked like an absolute fool. Now, we have here, perhaps, the most powerful weapon in the game. Now, it may seem weird, that's just a guy. It is not, in fact, just a guy. That enemy has the most health in the game. So much so that it is almost infeasible to fight him with any weapon other than the ZKZ. Now, we have the ZKZ and this one, and oh, would you look at that? Trauma loot. This level seems interesting. This is, in fact, the final level of the game. And the hardest level of the game. Oh, I'm playing this one. Now, you may not have noticed it, but I, in fact, was stripped of all my augments. Tell you what. I'm going to beat this level on regular difficulty because Beating Trauma Loop on Hope Eradicated is a test for another day and another version of me who is much more skilled. Now, Trauma Loop strips you of all your augments. No Grapendix, no like wetware, no invisibility suit, no helmet. So, you know. That's pretty mean. As well as this. Oh my. I'm going to retry this one time. This is a very difficult level. And watching me die repeatedly is not a very good video, as I mentioned earlier. So this might end up being quite a short video. Or, mayhaps I will do something else to increase the length while keeping it still, interesting. Yes. This level is very difficult. Very frustrating. Requires extremely good concentration. And extremely good knowledge of the route and enemy placement. Those are all things which I have after playing this level for oh too long. The process of figuring out the route for this level was very, very long and very, very time consuming. I mean, if you are simply observing the number of secret routes I'm going through, it will make sense. Having to find all of these secret routes is very complicated and often very, very frustrating. Especially when certain enemies in this level have their own ZKZ transaction rifles. It is in fact smooth sailing from here, as there are very few enemies who can harm you in the bottom layer. Well, there's not very few enemies who can harm you. There's a swarm of enemies who can harm you. There's very few enemies who can shoot you on the bottom layer. I am going to quite possibly completely fuck up my Cruelty squad after I'm done with this series, because I'm going to make a map, and that might just fuck up my save data. I don't know. So I'm not gonna bother beating the Limit Chancellor. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That might have been a Hope eradicated enemy. I do not recall an enemy ever appearing there on this difficulty. That is... that is quite possibly the most bullshit I have ever seen. That is actually straight up ruined my fun. I'm not even joking, that's actually pissed me the fuck off. Okay. Who on earth decided that this would be the one to add Hope eradicated enemies on? And that specific Hope eradicated enemy. I'm genuinely upset. That has genuinely upset me. This is the worst thing this game has ever done to me. Not the visuals, not the controls, not fucking up my muscle memory for any other game. Not crashing, not fucking the errors with settings. Nothing has come closer to actually angering me with this game than that single moment. Yes, that was a Hope eradicated enemy. That is not an enemy that's supposed to be there. Now, I have remembered one thing, which is that the Ironworks Lux is in this level. The Ironworks Lux is quite important, so I have decided to kill the Limit Chancellor. Now, as you can see, there are swarms and swarms of enemies here. Thankfully, I'm the goat. Why is the sound not working? That's... That's genuinely wrong. Now, all I have left is to get the weapons, which is sort of difficult, not that difficult, especially when you're... Why would I bring these weapons with me? Bad idea. Well. That... I'm honestly still a bit shocked that what happened, because that is genuinely one of the stupidest things that has ever happened in this game. This is a supremely stupid game, and that's quite possibly the stupidest moment I've ever had in it. That's honestly just rude of the game. Alright, this bit's kind of boring now. Well, it's like 50% a bit, but it's boring, so I'm gonna stop. Fun fact, if you shoot out the windows, they will jump out the windows. Not like on purpose, necessarily. You could consider it on purpose, but I don't think, like, coding-wise, I don't think Veal actually decided that it was specifically going to do that. I think it's just accident that happened that's also more accurate. Come on, Elsa. See, she knows what's up. Now, we need to go to